Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand. Let's go Dutch. We're making the best mac and cheese recipe, the creamiest, cheesiest ever, in a Dutch oven. When you put your Dutch oven in the oven, it's a super easy process and it makes it perfect every time. Oh yeah, it's got the basic 5 cheeses, but then I go wild and I add 2 more. I want to show you there are options in the cheese world. So if you have 1 thing of cheese in your refrigerator, you're good to go in this recipe, but 5 is great and 7's even better. I'm using my new Dutch oven. I just got this. I got this Dutch oven from thepicsmart.com. That stands for Buy Smart, Live Smart. This is a win for my kitchen and a win for this recipe. The ingredients for this dish are macaroni. I like the large ones because I believe the little cheese is going to find its way in the hole. And then you need an array of cheeses. In a macaroni and cheese dish, you need some really creamy cheeses, ones that are going to melt great. For the white varieties, I'm using Monterey Jack, mozzarella, some Romano Pecorino, some goat cheese. My Landon is into goats. And in his honor, he's going to have a little section that's going to be concentrated with goat cheese. Landon's got a couple new pygmy goats in the family. So I'm honoring those cute little pygmy goats with goat cheese, like what they're no longer getting from their mother. It's kind of a custom way to make this if you have a lot of kids in your family. It makes them feel special. More white cheeses are Parmesan, it's already grated, and Manchego, in case you're interested in a little Spanish influence. And for the orange cheese, I have sharp cheddar. What you got in your fridge? Comment, let me know. I'm likely to agree with that recipe. You also need butter, salt and pepper, whole milk, or heavy cream. You're not gonna get a ticket. And you need 3 whole eggs. And for the garnish, I have parsley, optional of course. To get to the finish line fast, I put a pot of water on the stove on medium because I want that to boil, and in my kitchen that might take 15-20 minutes. So when it comes to a boil, add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 pound of macaroni. And stir it up because you don't want it to stick. That's why I add that olive oil. Okay, give me that argument on my comments because I know y'all say, what the heck are you doing adding that olive oil? Well, I don't want those things to stick together because I want the cheese to get in and out of all those little macaronis. And set your timer for 8 minutes. That's the magic number for this pasta. These are 1 pound hunks of cheese. I really only need half a pound for each one, so I'm eyeballing it. And I know I'm not going to get to this piece of cheese till another time, so it's going into a plastic bag and into my freezer because I got a whole lot of cheese on this counter. I'm going to save it for another time. So get a head start and grate all your cheeses. You can use pre-grated cheeses, but I'm telling you, when you grate it yourself, there's just more flavor in that cheese. I think there's a coating on those pre-grated ones that keeps it from sticking together in the packages. So this is more pure. And I'm cutting all these in half too. They can be saved for the next time. And that's because I have 7 cheeses. You really need about 2 pounds of cheese in this entire recipe. So figure it out based on what kind of cheeses you have handy. And this one, I'm eyeballing it. And that's 1 cup of the Parmesan. And I save that to the last because it makes a beautiful crust on top. And every now and then you gotta stir up those noodles so they don't clump together. Pasta's ready. Give it a shake. You wanna preset your oven at 375 degrees. And now crack 3 eggs in a bowl. 1, 2, 3. And whisk them up. Add to that 2 cups of milk, 1 teaspoon black pepper, and 1 teaspoon salt. You don't need much because that cheese has a lot in it. And I'm going to chop about half of that parsley, which is about 3 tablespoons, in little pieces right in there because that's going to save me a step. And whisk it up. I'm adding 1/4 cup of butter to the inside of this Dutch oven. The materials are cast iron that's finely sanded and enamel. The way this is made is for even heat distribution that's going to retain heat when you put this beautiful pot on your table. So put your butter all over it. I use a little paper towel for the rub down. And the extra is just going to go on my noodles. They can use a little more butter too. The pot has an advanced sanding, so it's going to resist burning and sticking, but I still like to add the butter. I'm mixing up that butter into my hot pasta for a little lubrication, and then adding a layer of the pasta into my Dutch oven. Just a thin layer because I want the goodies on it. For this 3-layer recipe, I'm going to add 1/3 of my cheddar cheese, 1/3 of the Monterey Jack, 1/3 of the mozzarella, 1/3 of the pecorino, and 1/3 of the manchego. Viva la. Now put the next layer of the noodles on. This Dutch oven is just over a gallon, which is 4.5 quarts. It's actually 4.7 quarts. It's big enough to feed your army. Next layer. Big handful of the cheddar, the Monterey Jack, that soft mozzarella, pecorino, manchego, and you know, they're very similar in taste. You could have gotten one or the other, but just for variety purposes, I've added them all in there. And now, I'm making little landing section for he and those goats. This is kind of fun because you can customize it. It's like a little pizza pie. That's going to be the section. And parents, if you have kids, it's really fun if they know that you've done something special to make their dinner to their liking. But you gotta identify it. So his is gonna get extra dollops of that parsley so he can find it in this big thing of mac and cheese. Time to smother it with the next layer of that macaroni. This high quality enamel is built with 3-step polished multi-layered European enamel, 10 to 15 units higher gloss than the other cast iron ovens. Time to pat it down a little bit. This high quality enamel is made to be chip and heat resistant. So I'm gonna bang away and get it to smush in there. Time to use up the rest of your cheeses. This is so fun. Here comes our cheddar. Here comes our Monterey Jack. Oh yes, just mingle and join the party all together now. And our little white blend, B1. You're all into the disco pit. Let's not forget Landon. I'm eyeballing it. That's his section. He gets his goat cheese. And I'm planting a tree in the goat pen because goats enjoy eating weeds, or in this case, Italian parsley. All rise for that creamy egg and milk mixture with the pepper. You want to make sure that milk mixture gets to 1/2 inch from the top. So add some more milk if your pot's a little different size, and more of the parsley. And now time for the Parmesan crispy coating on top. This is going to make it crunchy, a little brown, and really delicious. Dump. Oh yeah. Okay, goats, take that. And now a little more parsley for the rest of us. This Dutch oven is great for casseroles, soups, roasts, any family recipe. It's your go-to lifetime pot. Clean up on aisle 9. Isn't that beautiful? And now it's time to put a lid on it. By the way, these lids are so high quality, they have these little bumps on here. And this is for condensation, so that water could fall off these things back in rather than steep out the sides. It's a heavy duty lid, and it has this little VIP selection, and I'll tell you, I feel like a VIP using it. I love this. And into the oven it goes. That oven has preheated at 375. It's gonna go in the center of the oven, and now we have to wait for 45 minutes. This Dutch oven is from thepicsmart.com. Their goods are from the factories that have been historically making the very highest qualities. They get into those factories, they use the same techniques, and even ratchet them up better to give you what you would have known as another name brand. I researched them, and I'm not going to name what factory made this, but I'm sure you can take a guess of who makes the highest quality cast iron Dutch ovens. Well, that's who's making this. It makes a lot of sense. You get a lot better price for the same or better quality. And they've added a few more features. Times are changing, and manufacturers know even better today than what they did years ago when they first came out with these high quality brands. It's pretty fascinating. I was so delighted when I got this cast iron Dutch oven. It was so beautiful. It's so high gloss and made to last a lifetime. So my kids are gonna get it one of these days, hopefully a long time from now. Even a goat can't chew this up. It's compatible with all cooktops, including induction and ovens. It's refrigerator and freezer safe. So you could have not cooked this and just wrapped it up and put it in your freezer for later times. I love cooking ahead, especially for dinner parties. It's been 45 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. All that Parmesan on there, I want it brown. So I'm putting it back in the oven at 450 degrees. For 10 minutes. And depending on your oven, it could have looked more brown or less brown, but this is my trick when I want to brown something up for presentation. This recipe is a really forgiving recipe, so you can be kind of loose the way you do your temperature and time. You just want it all melted and gooey. It's ready. Wow. Look at that. Cast iron Dutch ovens retain the heat. Look at that. Careful, it's hot. Don't let your kids get too close. Oh, wow. Look at that. Ah, that's what I want. Oh, yeah. That looks so great. If you leave it on your counter for 10 minutes, it's going to firm up. But I can't wait. I'm taking a spoonful onto my plate. I am hungry today. That put a dent in it. And look at how nice those edges browned. Nothing sticks. They come right off the pot. I want that bite. Oh yeah. Click the link below to get your PickSmart Dutch oven. And check out their other products too. They got a ton for household and kitchen. Hey, it's hot. Oh man. Wow. That's amazing. And time for the crunchy. Yum. I'm Rebecca Francis, guiding my channel, and let's keep making great recipes like the creamiest mac and cheese you've ever made. And to get notified of my next recipe, ring my bell. I need to take a union break. It's time for lunch. Yum.